Okay. So we were last doing Rule 18, and in Rule 18 specifically, we did one particular case where there was a difference between a ram and a towing vessel. So we created a difference between them. That when a towing vessel is restricted in her ability such that her maneuverability gets restricted, gets severely restricted. The word used is that. Then she is a ram. Otherwise, when she's not a ram, then she is just a PD vessel underway in towing operations. And in that case, then she is to be treated like a normal PD vessel. Rule number 15, 16, 17 will apply. That means crossing situation, give way, stand on will apply. ठीक है? Is that okay? Is that okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now we are going to come on to the towing vessel lights. And towing vessel में वो क्या दिखाएगा? And उसके क्या permutation combinations हैं? We are now discussing that. So I'll first show you a movie, then I'll do the cases with them. So first I'm going to show you a movie. Let me know when you can see my screen. Can you see my screen?
Yes, sir, we can see.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Hello and welcome to today's video where we're looking at lights and shapes in depth again, and we're covering Rule 24, towing and pushing. Now Rule 24 is one of the longest ones that we're going to have to do, but don't worry, we're going to break it down and we're just going to cover it piece by piece. So Rule 24, towing and pushing. It starts off by talking about what a power-driven vessel, while towing, needs to exhibit. And it says instead of the lights prescribed in Rule 23, A1 and 2, and Rule 23 of course is the lights of a power-driven vessel. If you haven't looked at that video already, I would go back and check it out first. Instead of the masthead lights, you've got to show basically two masthead lights in a vertical line, or if your tow is greater than 200 meters, three masthead lights in a vertical line. In addition, side lights, a stern light, a towing light vertically above the stern light, and if your tow is over 200 meters, a diamond shape where it can best be seen. Now that diamond is always going to correspond with 200 meters, so it's quite easy to remember. So in practice, what does that look like? If we take a look at this tugboat here, we know that as a normal power driven, they've got to have a masthead light, but if they're towing, they've got to have two masthead lights in a vertical line. Or, if that tow's over 200 meters, three masthead lights in a vertical line. And then side lights, a stern light, and then a towing light above that stern light. Next, we're talking about pushing vessels that are rigidly connected to the thing they're pushing. And in this case, they've got to show just the lights of a power-driven vessel. So they've not got to show anything different if they're rigidly connected together. If you're pushing ahead or towing alongside, unless you're in that composite unit, you just need to show 2 masthead lights in a vertical line. There is no option for that third masthead light. In this case, you can only show 2, so there's nothing extra indicating length. In addition, side lights and a stern light, and you notice there's no towing light here, so these ones don't show a towing light. So if we go back to our tug diagram, we can see if they're going to be pushing ahead or towing alongside, they're just going to have those 2 masthead lights, side lights and a stern light. So they do look quite different to the tug that was towing a normal tow behind them. Power-driven vessel, which is showing the masthead lights, basically of a towing vessel, needs to also comply with Rule 23A2. And this is the rule that says if you're greater than 50 metres in length, you need to show a second masthead light abaft of and higher than the first one. So all this is saying is if you're a towing vessel, you've still got to indicate if your vessel is greater than 50 metres. A vessel or object being towed, other than the ones that we're going to cover in a minute, which is inconspicuous or partly submerged, needs to exhibit side lights and a stern light. And if the length of the tow is greater than 200 metres, a diamond shape. You remember from the first paragraph, if it's more than 200 metres, that's where the diamond comes in. The easy way to think of this is think of a tug towing another vessel. Of course, the tug is going to be showing the lights of a towing vessel towing something greater than 200 metres in this case, and then the thing being towed is going to be showing the same lights it would as a power-driven vessel, but it's not going to have its masthead lights on. So it's still got to show side lights and a stern light. And this applies regardless of the object being towed. Then we move on to the vessels that are being towed alongside or pushed. In this case, if they're in a group and lit as one vessel, if you're being pushed ahead, of course not part of a composite unit, you just need to exhibit side lights at the forward end. And then if you're being towed alongside, you need to exhibit side lights and a stern light. If you look at it in a diagram, this actually all makes sense. If you're being pushed ahead, you've just got those side lights. If you had your stern light on, you'd be blinding the tug. And then, if you're being towed alongside, again you'll have those side lights, but then you'll also have that stern light. And then we're on to part G, which is inconspicuous and partly submerged vessels or objects. The lights that these show depend both on their breadth and on their overall length. If you're less than 25 metres, you just need to put an all-round light at the forward end and at the after end. Unless you're a dracone, in which case you don't need the forward light. And by dracone we mean these kind of rubber bags filled with oil. I've never seen one myself, but if you have a dracone you don't need that all-round one at the forward end. As soon as you get more than 25 metres in breadth, you need to add additional all-round lights at either side, so at the extremities of the breadth. If you're more than 100 metres long, then you need additional all-round lights so that the distance between the lights is not going to be greater than 100 metres. And then the day shape, you need a diamond shape at the aftermost extreme, and if you're more than 200 metres, a second diamond shape as far forward as you can. If we think of this in a diagram, it becomes a lot easier to understand. You're inconspicuous or partly submerged, you need an all-round light at the forward end and at the after end. If you expand your breadth to be more than 25 metres, you need additional all-round lights at the extremes of your breadth. And then if your length is greater than 100 metres, you need additional all-round lights so that the distance between the lights will always be less than 100 metres. And then we're on to the exemptions. If it's impracticable for a vessel or object being towed to exhibit the lights that we've talked about, all possible measures shall be taken to light the vessel or object being towed, or at least to indicate its presence. And then finally, if you're towing another vessel and you don't normally engage in towing operations, you might find that you can't exhibit the lights you need to, and you're exempted from doing this if you're engaged in towing another vessel in distress or otherwise in need of assistance. However, all possible measures shall be taken to indicate the nature of the relationship between the towing vessel and the tow, as authorised by Rule 36, particularly by illuminating the tow line. And that brings us to the end of Rule 24. Hopefully you found the information today useful.
Okay. Any doubts so far? Any doubts so far?
Dracons, what is dracons?
What are dracons? So basically, dracons are structures like this. Cylindrical structures like this. ये रबर के बने होते हैं, इन्फ्लेटेबल होते हैं. ओके, सो ये ऐसे, ये रबराइज्ड होते हैं, इन्फ्लेटेबल होते हैं. जनरली दे आर यूज्ड फॉर ट्रांसपोर्टिंग crude oil, and they can be used for transporting sea water. They can be used for transporting fresh water. They can be used for transporting any liquid. And they're rubberized, inflatable, of the same material as your life raft, something like that. Resembling something like your Yokohama fenders, an enlarged version. So they are tied together like this in a series, and one tug will be towing about 20 such structures. So they could be, 2 kilometers long, 3 kilometers long, lambe chaude. And you'll find a lot of them near Belgium, near Hamburg, in these areas. You generally find them there. So since these structures, they're carried in one long length, तो और ये इनका जो वाटर लेवल होता है, so they're floating in water like this. So when the waves are very high, they would be partly submerged. Sometimes they'll come out, sometimes they will not be coming out. So they need to be lit. So how are they to be lit? So this is what they're explaining. कि एक ऑल राउंड लाइट यहाँ पे, एक ऑल राउंड लाइट यहाँ पे, एक यहाँ पे, एक यहाँ पे, और अगर इसकी लेंथ ज्यादा है तो फिर एक एडिशनल आ जाती है बीच में और. So that's how. Is it okay?
Yes, sir, understood.
सर ऐसे जितने भी ड्रैकन होंगे उन हर एक पे होंगी ये 4 लाइट्स.
ये हर एक पे होंगी. And mind you, these are all round lights. व्हाइट लाइट होती है, ऑल राउंड होती है.
Sir, what is the average size of this dracon? Average.
That can vary. You could have a dracon as long as the size of a barge in China.
मैक्सिमम उसमें तो 200 मीटर तक दे रखा है ना.
हाँ, नहीं वो तो उसमें वो तो but they could be, I mean, they can vary. So they could be even 50 meters long. They could be 60 meters long. They could be 30 meters long, like that kind of a thing. ठीक है? Any other doubt? Any other doubt? So basically now Supposing you see a vessel like this. So what is this vessel? This would be a powered in vessel, length probably 50 meters or more in length. Length of the tow exceeds 200 meters. As seen from right ahead. Is it okay?
Yes, sir.
So if you see a vessel like this, what will be your action? You are seeing this vessel.
Sir, I
like
will
this.
alter my course to starboard.
You will alter your course to starboard. Supposing you were now on board this vessel, what would be your action?
Same, sir. I'll alter my course to starboard.
Correct. She will also alter her course to starboard. Because as per rule 14, powered in vessel, two powered in vessels head on. Therefore, rule number 14 will apply. Both will alter to their respective starboard sides. Both cannot alter course to port. Is that okay?
Yes, sir.
ये क्लियर है? किसी को कोई डाउट हो? इसको अगर साइड से देखना है, so this can look like this also. White, white, white. Fourth one white here. And green, supposing starboard side दिखा रहा है ये अपनी. Crossing from port to starboard. You can have 3 here, 1 here. You can have 1 here, 3 here. Both are possible. 3 on the foremast, 1 on the aftmast, or 1 on the foremast, 3 on the aftmast. Cannot have 2 and 2. So this will be the side view. This is the right head view. Okay. Now, this case.
सर राइट हैंड व्यू से स्टर्न लाइट कैसे दिखेगी?
स्टर्नलाइट कहाँ से आ रही है? स्टर्नलाइट कौन सी है?
सर जो अपने मास्ट पे है वो तो 3 व्हाइट लाइट्स रहेंगी ना मैक्सिमम, क्योंकि 2 तो व्हाइट हेड लाइट हो गई मास्ट की, उसके अलावा एक हो गई अपनी 200 मीटर टो की वाली. ये फोर्थ व्हाइट लाइट कौन सी है? आपने
व्हाइट
4 व्हाइट.
मैं 4 व्हाइट लाइट दिखाएंगे. हाँ जी. एनीबडी इन द क्लास? ये 4 व्हाइट लाइट कौन सी है?
नेविगेशन लाइट.
एक आफ्ट में टोइंग लाइट है.
टोइंग लाइट है?
Sir, forward.
Sir, second masthead light है.
अरे बाप रे बाप.
So second
light पे
masthead
पहुंच गए.
light है, sir.
There are 3 masthead lights on one mast, and the second masthead light is on the second mast. इसमें क्या डाउट आ रहा है? अगर इसको साइड से दिखा रहा हूं मैं, व्हाइट व्हाइट व्हाइट, और ये सेकंड मास्टहेड है, ये मेरा साइड लाइट है. इसमें कोई स्टर्न लाइट नहीं है. ये भी सारी तीनों मास्टहेड है, ये भी मास्टहेड है, चारों की चारों मास्टहेड लाइट है. इनकी आर्क विजिबिलिटी 225 है.
सर इसमें ये
हाँ जी।
समझ नहीं आया। 4 मास्टर लाइट
चलो ओके, चलो थोड़ी सी कम कर देता हूँ। अब बताओ, अब ये क्या है?
हाँ सर, अभी पावर ड्रिवन वेसल विद टो ऑफ मोर देन 200 मीटर लेंथ।
टो मोर देन 200 मीटर लेंथ एंड पावर ड्रिवन वेसल की क्या लेंथ है?
मोर देन 50 मीटर सर।
मोर देन 50 मीटर।
मोर देन इज इक्वल टू 50 मीटर।
अगर मोर देन 50 होगी और मोर देन 200 होगी तो 3 लाइटें होंगी।
सर लेस देन 200 है।
हाँ जी,
So this is less than 50.
तो
Less
वो
than
भी
50.
लेस देन 200।
लेस देन 200 होगा सर 3 लाइट।
सो इसमें दो पॉसिबिलिटीज हैं, मोर देन 50, लेस देन 200 और लेस देन 50 टू मोर देन 200। दोनों पॉसिबिलिटीज एग्जिस्ट करती हैं इस केस में। अगर लेस देन 50 है मतलब एक मास्ट है, मोर देन 200 है मतलब 3 सच लाइट्स। तो वाइट 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 एंड ग्रीन, खाली स्टारबोर्ड साइड दिखा रहा है।
यस सर, यस सर।
ये लेस देन 50 है क्योंकि एक मास्ट है, मोर देन 200 है तो 3 लाइटें हैं। तो ये हो गया। और ये वाला है 2 मास्ट हैं तो, और टो लेंथ लेस देन 200 है मतलब 2 लाइटें होंगी।
ओके सर, अंडरस्टूड।
ये हो गया। जब इसी को घुमा दोगे सामने से देखोगे तो तीनों एक साथ वर्टिकल में नजर आएंगी, तीनों की तीनों।
यस सर।
तो ये पॉसिबिलिटी भी एग्जिस्ट करती है, ये भी एग्जिस्ट करती है। ये समझ में आया ये वाला केस?
आ गया सर।
एनीबडी एनी डाउट इन दिस? सो योर toe more than 200 is basically depicting 2 or 3. अगर less than 200 तो 2, more than 200 3, and this is indicating 2 masts or 1 mast. More than, probably more than 50, 2 masts. Less than 50, for sure 1 mast only. So the catchword is length probably 50 meters or more. That's what you have to speak for this fellow. Length probably 50.
Yes sir, understood. Well understood.
Okay. Now I'm coming to the fourth case. All right. एक और गायब कर दिया। अब ये क्या है?
So less than 50 and less than 200.
Less than 50, less than 200. सब मानते हैं इसको? Does everybody agree on this?
So power driven vessel more than 200.
इसमें कोई और चॉइस भी हो सकती है?
Power driven vessel more than 50 meters. Sir.
Power driven vessel probably 50 meters or more. No towing. ये भी हो सकता है?
यस
भाई मेरा जहाज जब मैं ऐसे देखता हूं आगे से आ रहा है तो मुझे ऐसे ही नजर आता है। Yes or no?
Yes.
तो जब 2 व्हाइट लाइट्स राइट हेड नजर आएंगे तो 2 ऑप्शंस हैं। जब 3 लाइट्स नजर आएंगी तो भी 2 ऑप्शन है। और जब 4 व्हाइट लाइट्स नजर आएंगी तो एक ही ऑप्शन है,
What did say?
बोलो ना ये क्या लड़ा
हाँ जी, anybody, any doubts? In all of these 5 cases, they're all 5 cases of towing vessel as seen from right ahead. और ये सारे के सारे पावर ड्रिवन वेसल अंडरवे हैं, सब के सब। तो दोनों की रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी है टू कीप क्लियर। और जैसे ही ये सेम चीज रेड वाइट रेड दिखा देगा ऐसे, अब ये क्या बन गया?
रैम सर।
RAM, sir.
RAM.
रैम एंगेज्ड इन व्हाट?
Towing operation.
टोइंग ऑपरेशन। अब ये पावर ड्रिवन वेसल ये वाला नहीं है, ये वाला गायब हो गया। अब ये बन गया रैम वेसल एंगेज्ड इन टोइंग ऑपरेशंस, less than 50 meters, tow length less than 200 meters. Okay. अब आपने इसको ऐसे सामने से देखा है, what will be your action?
Sir, I'll
Alter
keep
course
clear.
to stop.
You'll keep clear.
Starboard, sir. One shot blast.
One short blast, alter course to starboard. Can you give 2 short blasts and alter course to port?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
As per which rule?
Rule 18, sir.
Correct. As per rule 18, you can alter course to starboard, you can alter course to port for this fellow. Is it okay?
Sir, in this
Yes, sir.
case, this RAM plus towing less than 200 meter. इसमें रेड वाइट रेड नीचे रहेगी कि रेड वाइट रेड ऊपर रहेगी? वाइट वाइट
नीचे आएगी,
नीचे आएगी।
नीचे आएगी। Red, white, red will come between the side lights and the masthead lights.
ओके सर।
So is it okay? अब ये rule 18 बन जाएगा। That means अब आप starboard भी जा सकते हो, port भी जा सकते हो। And supposing I put you on board this vessel, what will you do?
So maintain course and speed.
That's correct.
Yeah, RAM.
Correct. You are RAM. You will maintain your course and speed. आप नहीं बच करोगे। Is this clear to everybody? How the roles are changing? Clear है? कोई डाउट प्लीज पूछो। ओके, सो हमें अगर ये समझ आ गया है, सो वी गो बैक नाउ। To our scenario, and we try to understand. लास्ट केस हमने केस नंबर 5 किया था, करेक्ट?
Yes, sir.
केस 4 था, हाँ केस नंबर 4 था सर।
केस नंबर 4 था।
Sir, 4 किया था.
ओके, सो केस नंबर 5. Now we are talking about towing lights plus RAM. So 1, 2, 3 done. Point number 1, 2, 3 done. Point number 4. Whose duty to keep clear?
वैसे ही सर।
Vessel A, sir.
So my duty
चलिए सर.
to keep clear. My duty to keep clear. This is my own vessel. This is target vessel. So, what action would you like to do?
We can take alter to port and starboard both according to rule number 18.
So, alter course to starboard by giving one shot blast, or alter course to port also. You can, yes or no?
Yes, sir.
You can. You can alter course to port also. All right. So, मतलब ऑप्शन मेरे पास दोनों आ गई. Okay. Now I'll come back to this case again later. मैं इस पे दोबारा आऊंगा वापस. अभी मैं केस नंबर 6 पे जा रहा हूँ. केस नंबर 6. मैं 5 पे वापस आऊंगा. 5 is not over as yet. So I'm on case number 6 now. And on case number 6, this is my vessel. This is a vessel B, which is anchored like this. I have to go and drop anchor here. So I've got two options. I've got this option to go like this. That means go from port. I have got another option and go like this. That means go from starboard. Which option would you prefer and why?
सर विंड भी देखना है यहाँ पे सर.
हाँ जी,
विंड देखना सर. विंड
विंड देखना चाहते हो तो विंड आगे से आ रही है. चलो,
बोथ साइड सर. बोथ साइड मूव. पोर्ट
हाँ
स्टार्ट
जी.
दोनों साइड से. अगर आगे से आ रहा है सर तो दोनों साइड से मैं जा सकता हूँ सर.
तो मैं तो कह रहा हूँ कि दोनों साइड से जा सकते हो. तो मैं तो कह रहा हूँ कि दोनों साइड से जा सकते हो, लेकिन मैं ये जानना चाहता हूँ किस साइड से जाओगे. प्रेफरेंस क्या है, ऑप्शन क्या है, कौन सी ऑप्शन को एग्जीक्यूट करोगे और क्यों.
ओह बंद करूंगी.
I want to know the options and which one will you prefer and why. अब चॉइस की बातें आ रही हैं.
Sir, it's preferred to go from starboard side.
Why? Why?
So because in most of the rules, it is like if we have another situation coming in port side, then we don't have an option to alter to starboard. But if we
Correct.
go from starboard side, we have plenty of room.
So therefore, this will become my first choice. This will become my second choice. And these choices are as per prudent seamanship. The choices are as per prudent seamanship. That is, keeping starboard side clear at all times for any oncoming traffic for which I become a giveaway vessel. So, choices are as per prudent seamanship, and this is as per rule 2. Responsibility. जो रूल 2 रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी कहता है, ऑब्जर्वेंस ऑफ गुड सीमनशिप उसमें कहता है, वो क्या चीज है? वो यही तो है कि मेरे को जब ऐसी सिचुएशन आती है तो मुझे ये सोचना है कि अगर मैं पोर्ट जाता हूं और मैं पोर्ट जाके इस पोजीशन में पहुंचता हूं और तब यहां से एक जहाज आ रहा है, अब मुझे स्टार्बोर्ड साइड तो मेरी ब्लॉक हो गई, मैंने अपने आप ही ब्लॉक कर ली अपनी स्टार्बोर्ड साइड, बिकॉज आई चोज टू गो टू पोर्ट. So before I make a choice of going to the port, I must make sure कि अगले 2 घंटे के लिए कोई और oncoming traffic नहीं है. I must see ahead and decide before taking this choice. Otherwise, मेरा starboard तो जाना ही है मेरे को. Is this okay with everybody? ये क्लियर है? किसी को कोई डाउट है प्लीज पूछो.
Yes, sir, clear.
Clear. So now I'm going back to my case number 5. I'm going back to case number 5. This is my vessel B, target vessel. This is my vessel A, own vessel. I can go like this. I can go like this. Which one would you like to choose and why? You have to make a choice.
Sir, if risk of collision doesn't exist, then alter to starboard.
Risk of collision exists. 1, 2, 3 आपने लिख दिया था यहाँ पे.
Then alter to port, sir.
And if you alter to port and you go like this and you go like this, and now there is a vessel which is coming down over here like this. Now what will you do? How will you answer this now?
सर ये जो टो है मूव कर जाएगी ना, तब तक सर वो क्लियर हो जाएगा स्टार्बोर्ड.
स्टार्बोर्ड क्लियर हो जाएगा. अच्छा, ऐसे होता है क्या? You have to make a choice. Which is your first choice? Which is your second
Starboard side,
choice?
sir.
Starboard alteration.
starboard side.
This is the same story as case number 5. केस नंबर 4 या 5 क्या था वो? केस नंबर 5.
उसकी केस नंबर 6.
केस नंबर 6 सर.
वो
Number 6.
एज पर केस नंबर 6.
केस नंबर 5 तो ये है.
केस नंबर 5 तो ये है, तो एज पर केस नंबर 6. समझ में आया कि नहीं? थोड़ा सा डिफिकल्ट लगता है समझने में, बट आपको ये समझना है कि मेरे को मेरी अपनी स्टारबोर्ड साइड क्लियर रखनी है, तो मैं ये प्रेफर करूंगा. दोनों जा सकता हूं, लेकिन चॉइस ले रहा हूं मैं. समझने की कोशिश करो. अंडरस्टूड? और ये नाउ आई एम गिविंग यू केस नंबर 7. सेम वेसल इधर से आ रहा है, सेम स्टोरी. Which one will you prefer and why?
Sir,
The same
again,
support
starboard
force
alteration.
Port sir.
Wind force to starboard.
Port side sir.
Alter to starboard.
So again
Starboard
same story.
alteration.
Again same story.
Starboard.
First
Starboard
choice as per case number 6. Please remember, I have to keep my starboard side clear at all times. समझने की कोशिश करो क्या मैं बताने की कोशिश कर रहा हूं. मैं ये नहीं कह रहा हूं कि इसके आगे से क्रॉस करो, ये थोड़ी बोल रहा हूं मैं ये कह रहा हूं अपनी नजर देखो.
Yes.
मेरे को अपनी स्टारबोर्ड साइड क्लियर रखनी है किसी भी हालत में. तो इसके लिए मैं स्टारबोर्ड जाऊंगा. क्यों? क्योंकि मेरी स्टारबोर्ड साइड है भाई, मेरी स्टारबोर्ड साइड क्लियर रख रहा हूं मैं. ये मेरा केस नंबर 7 है. अगेन मेरी फर्स्ट चॉइस स्टारबोर्ड ही होगी. इज इट ओके?
Yes, sir.
सो ये केस नंबर 5, 6, 7 ये ट्रिकी हैं और आपको समझना बड़ा जरूरी है इसको. वेरी वेरी ट्रिकी. एंड इनकी रूल 2 के साथ में लिंकेज है, रूल एंड सीमेंटशिप के साथ, तो उसको भी समझना जरूरी है. एंड रिमेंबर, रिडक्शन ऑफ स्पीड यू कैन डू एनी टाइम. अगर आप मुसीबत में फंसते हो, रिड्यूस स्पीड कर दो, बात खत्म. ठीक है? इज दैट ओके? इज इट ऑलराइट?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. Chalo, let's stop here. Then we'll continue in the next class. Okay?
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Okay.
chalo.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you
Uh,
sir.
Yeah.
Chinese का प्रॉब्लम आ रहा है थोड़ा.